Imagine stepping into a private jet where the walls aren't just painted white. They're actually made of reinforced crystal panels, where luxury is pure. Interior is spacious. Seating is enormously peaceful, where bedroom is so calming and peaceful that you don't feel you are flying 45,000 feet above the ground. This is the Crystalline Jet concept. Now, I know what you're thinking. Crystal walls on an aircraft? Here's the thing. This jet uses a specialized composite material that combines optical gray glass with aerospace polymers. The result? Transparent panels that are stronger than traditional aluminum fuselage sections, but give you an unobstructed view of the sky from almost anywhere in the cabin. The Crystalline isn't just about looks. It flies at Mach 0.94, faster than almost every business jet in production. It has a range of 8,500 nautical miles, meaning you could fly from New York to Singapore without stopping. An interior? 48 feet of pure, unfiltered luxury. This is a concept design, but every feature I'm about to show you is based on real technology and materials that are either already available or in active development. Let's see what Crystalline Jet gets you. The entry door opens, and the first thing that hits you is light. Natural light. The main cabin is 48 feet long and 8 feet wide. That's wider than most luxury SUVs. The flooring is white marble composite, actual crushed marble mixed with resin for weight reduction. It's cold to the touch, so there's radiant heating built into the subfloor. You're walking on heated marble at altitude. Seating is arranged in a forward-facing configuration with 8 seats total. These aren't your standard recliners. Each seat is upholstered in Italian Nappa leather, but the frame, here's where it gets interesting, is machined from billet aluminum and then powder-coated in pearl white. The armrests have diamond-cut edges, literally faceted like a gemstone. It's not just decorative. The angles refract light from the crystal ceiling, creating these small prisms throughout the cabin. Between the seats, you've got console tables made from solid glass, 15 millimeters thick, tempered and polished. No wood veneers here. The surfaces are completely transparent, and underneath each one is ambient LED lighting that shifts through a program spectrum. Cool blues during the day, warm ambers in the evening. It's subtle, not distracting. Now, lighting. The cabin uses a circadian rhythm system, LEDs embedded in the ceiling panels that mimic natural sunlight patterns. Morning flights get crisp, energizing whites. Evening flights shift to warmer tones that help with sleep. It's the same technology hospitals use to regulate patient recovery, adapted for aviation. One more thing about the windows. They're 50% larger than standard business jet windows. Combine that with the crystal ceiling, and you've got almost 360 degrees of visibility. During the day, it feels less like you're in a tube and more like you're in a floating lounge with walls that happen to be 30,000 feet above the ground. This is just the entry cabin. We haven't even touched the private suites yet. Let's move aft. Past the main cabin, there's a sliding partition door, frosted crystal with a platinum frame. This separates the social area from the private bedroom suite. The bedroom takes up the entire rear third of the aircraft. King-size bed, but here's what makes it different. The mattress uses NASA-developed memory foam originally designed for astronauts. It responds to cabin pressure changes, adjusting firmness automatically during ascent and descent. You're not feeling turbulence the same way passengers up front are. The headboard wall is backlit onyx, thin slices of white stone with LED panels behind it. When the lights are on, the natural veining in the stone glows. It's dramatic without being over the top. On either side of the bed, you've got built-in nightstands with wireless charging pads and individual climate controls. Your side of the bed can be 70 degrees while the other side is 65. The in-suite bathroom is compact but efficient. Walls are polished quartz composite, completely seamless. The sink is a single piece of carved crystal. Yes, actual crystal with platinum fixtures. There's a rainfall shower head, and the water system uses a closed-loop filtration setup. You're getting heated water at 40,000 feet with pressure that actually feels like a real shower, not the weak drizzle you get in most aircraft lavatories. Now, the galley. It's positioned mid-cabin, tucked between the lounge and bedroom. Full-size convection oven, induction cooktop, and a refrigeration system that keeps food at restaurant-grade temperatures. The countertops are solid surface Korean in Arctic white. There's storage for a 7-course meal service, and the espresso machine is a custom-built unit that compensates for altitude. Coffee at cruising altitude usually tastes flat because water boils at a lower temperature. This system adjusts brew temperature and pressure automatically. That's the interior covered. Now let's talk about what this thing actually looks like from the outside. From the outside, the Crystalline Jet doesn't look like your typical business aircraft. The fuselage is longer and sleeker, 98 feet from nose to tail. For reference, that's about the same length as a Gulfstream G650, but the profile is different. Lower, more streamlined. The nose cone is elongated, almost blade-like. This isn't just styling, it reduces drag at high speeds. The entire front section is coated in a pearl white metallic finish with microscopic glass flakes mixed into the paint. In direct sunlight, it shifts between pure white and a faint iridescent blue. It's the same effect you see on high-end automotive finishes, but adapted for aviation-grade durability. Now, the windows. You've already seen how large they are from the inside, but externally, they're flush-mounted with the fuselage. No protruding frames. Each window is a single piece of curved sapphire crystal, synthetic, lab-grown, but optically identical to natural sapphire. It's the second hardest material after diamond, which means it's virtually scratch-proof and can handle the thermal stress of rapid altitude changes without cracking. The wings are where things get technical. Swept-back design with a 32-degree angle. The wingspan is 86 feet, and the wingtips feature split-scimitar winglets, those upward-angled extensions you see on modern airliners. They reduce wingtip vortices, which improves fuel efficiency by about 11%. On a jet this size, that's the difference between making it to your destination or having to stop for fuel. The tail section uses a T-tail configuration, horizontal stabilizer mounted at the top of the vertical fin. This keeps it out of the wing's turbulent wake during flight, giving you smoother handling at high speeds. The vertical stabilizer has a single platinum accent stripe running from base to tip. Subtle, not flashy. Engine nacelles are mounted on the rear fuselage, one on each side. They're Rolls-Royce Pearl 700 engines, currently one of the most powerful business jet engines available. Each one produces over 18,000 pounds of thrust. The nacelles themselves are finished in polished aluminum with heat-dissipating ceramic coating on the exhaust sections. Landing gear is retractable tricycle configuration, nose gear, and 2 main gears. The gear doors are trimmed in platinum, and when they close, they sit perfectly flush with the fuselage. You're looking at a completely smooth underbelly in flight, which again reduces drag. Size-wise, this jet sits in the ultra-long-range category. It's smaller than a Boeing business jet, but larger than anything in the super midsize class. Think of it as the sweet spot between range and exclusivity. Let's talk about what it can actually do. Speed first. The Crystalline Jet has a maximum cruise speed of Mach 0.94. That's 621 miles per hour at altitude. To put that in perspective, most business jets cruise around Mach 0.85. This thing is legitimately fast. New York to London, 5.5 hours. Los Angeles to Tokyo, 9 hours flat. Range is where it really shines. With full fuel tanks, you're looking at 8,500 nautical miles. That's 9,800 standard miles. You could fly from Dubai to Los Angeles nonstop. London to Singapore without refueling. Sydney to Los Angeles if you pushed it. There are only a handful of private jets in the world that can match that range, and none of them have interiors like this. Maximum altitude is 51,000 feet. Most commercial airliners top out around 41,000. Flying higher means you're above most weather systems. No turbulence, smoother rides, and shorter flight times because you're encountering less air resistance. At 51,000 feet, you're also above 90% of air traffic, so there's less congestion, fewer delays. Now, technology. The cockpit uses a full glass flight deck. 4 massive touchscreen displays replacing traditional analog instruments. The avionics suite includes predictive wind shear detection, synthetic vision that overlays terrain mapping on the windscreen, and an auto-throttle system that optimizes fuel burn in real time. The autopilot can handle everything from takeoff to landing if needed. There's also satellite-based weather radar that updates every 30 seconds, giving pilots a live view of storm systems up to 300 miles ahead. The aircraft has automatic dependent surveillance broadcast technology, which means it's constantly transmitting its position to air traffic control with GPS precision. Passenger capacity is 12, but realistically, with a bedroom suite and full amenities, you're looking at 6 to 8 people traveling comfortably. The fuel capacity is 4,700 gallons, and at cruise speed, it burns roughly 470 gallons per hour. One last thing, the airframe is rated for 25 years of service at standard utilization rates. That's roughly 5,000 flight hours. After that, it would need a complete structural overhaul, but the engines are modular and can be swapped out as needed. So that's the Crystalline Jet concept. Crystal panels, platinum accents, and performance specs that rival anything currently in the sky. Does it exist? Not yet. Could it exist in the future? Why not? Every material, every system, every technology I've mentioned is either already available or in active development right now. The question isn't whether someone could build this, it's whether someone will. And honestly, with the way ultra-luxury aviation is evolving, concepts like this aren't as far-fetched as they sound. 10 years ago, sapphire crystal windows and electrochromic ceilings seemed impossible. Now, they're showing up in high-end yacht designs and concept vehicles. If you're into speculative jet designs, futuristic luxury aircraft, and breakdowns of what's actually possible in private aviation, you're in the right place. I cover fictional concepts like this every week, jets that push the limits of design, materials, and technology. Subscribe to FluxFly Jets if you want to see more. Hit the bell so you don't miss the next concept. And if there's a specific type of jet you want me to cover, maybe something focused on speed or sustainability or pure over-the-top luxury, drop in the comments. I read all of them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.